Hey, scrapbook friends, it's Nicole, and I'm actually coming to you pre-recorded. I mean, I'm always pre-recorded, but I recorded a little bit early because I am in Puerto Vallarta this week with Creative Memories. I'm there with some of our home office staff, a lot of the other advisors, including my good friends Donna Guest and Debbie Martin, and having a great time, I'm sure, and I'm sure you'll hear all about it in future videos. But today it's Theme Park Thursday, and we're here with layout 26. And this is when we finally got to Epcot. If you remember in layout 25, we were leaving a very, very soggy night at the Magic Kingdom. So this was a little, I don't want to say this was hard for me. This is a technique that someone had requested about how to do this chevron border. So I hope that will be helpful for you. I did have to fight the desire to bling it up a little bit more. So this is a little bit simpler layout, visually simpler than I've done for a while. And I'm going to make it my goal so that my Epcot layouts are a little bit simpler, less whimsical, less cutesy. We'll see how I do. But stay tuned to learn how to make this cute chevron border. It's super easy. And even the Epcot ball, Spaceship Earth is its real name. But I love the way this turned out, and I hope that you will enjoy watching the process. Before we get started with today's layout, I just want to show you how far we've come. These are layouts 1 through 25, and I decided to use the Enchanted Princess album cover because, of course, me and my girls, who better than, you know, three of us who like to pretend we're princesses, to use this album cover. So I'm not going to do a lot of talking about the layouts because if you're watching my series, you're going to have seen all of these layouts already, but I just want you to see how much progress we've made and how I kind of ended up arranging some of the single page layouts that we had in here. And I have not actually stuck these down. They're just slid in on the regular Jeep pages under the page protectors, just in case I decide to move some things around later. But pretty much in the order that we did them, I think this one came after the Happy 50th. And then this is the one we did. And I know it's a little dark. I turned my lights off. I usually like to have working lights on when I'm actually doing a layout, but it's like because the page protectors are on, I didn't want to have that glare. So this was the first rain, and there's that raindrop paper, and then we're going to see it again. I've had a lot of fun with these layouts. I hope you guys have had fun watching them and are looking forward to seeing what happens with the next 25. Here's that horrible one. It wasn't that long ago we did these. And then this one, layout 25. And we are all ready to go with layout 26. So I don't know exactly how we're doing as far as this. I've moved things up a bit. I have a final one, and I stopped writing in it. So I probably need to sit down and fill this out and figure out exactly where we are. But I like to keep my albums, you know, around between 34, 36 pages max. Creative Memory says you can put 45, but I do way too much wallpapering and layering, and those get too heavy for me. So I'm kind of trying to split about right here, which here I had the After Park Rain, and then all the Epcot Night. And then this one should be Entry to the Animal Kingdom. So it's possible I don't have that much for this day at Epcot, and I might be able to just finish up this album. And I think this is gonna be a 3-volume Disney trip, just because I'm having a lot of fun with it. But this is kind of me just checking in where I am with the status of my plan. And like I said, I started to do a final, but then I started moving pages around, and, you know, I did write it in pencil, and I've got extra. So if you would like a copy of this album planning guide, go back to the very first layout in this series. I'll try to remember to link it. If I forget, somebody asked me in the comments, and I can go back and edit it. But I'll try to link this if you would like to print this out. But that very first layout, layout 0, I guess, is one where I talk about this and how I use this to help me plan out my albums. So we are to day 2, which was our Epcot day, March the 8th of 2022. And I have a lot of very fun pictures. And you know what? I just realized I don't think we talked about Michelle's Fairy Wings at all. on the Magic Kingdom page. So that might have to be near the end of the album, but I love this one. This one we just posed and then they magically added in all of this confetti. And we have another one like this I used on the title page. So there we are, just being nice, except, you know, Katie always has to be silly. So that's kind of the same picture. This one also with us, you know, they take a bunch. So I don't know that I want to use all of these. I love these tiny world pictures, so I definitely want to use that one. And then this one is done with like a fisheye lens, so it kind of, everything is kind of curved up around us. I like this one. I don't know that I like this one as much where they came in close because we look a little distorted. And I think I took this one with my camera, which I might crop and put down, but I kind of don't need to, except my sky looked bluer than their sky, but of course they were trying to get us in focus. So I think, I mean, we're seeing a lot of us. I think I'm going to take that one out for sure. And that one out. That's also with that fisheye lens. I actually don't like any of these really with the fisheye lens. I like that one. I like that one more than that one, although Katie has so much personality. I like that. So I may use that one. I'm going to definitely use this one. Don't know about that one. So I'd like to do something that says, you know, Epcot. You know, do you ever wish that scrapbook layouts could just be a little bit bigger so you could just fit like way more pictures and be able to fit everything? You know, I may need to pull out Pinterest for this one. I don't really have any inspiration. I've done a lot of Epcot layouts. I don't even know what paper pack I want to use. I thought I wanted to use Botanical Burst because it has kind of a Epcot-y paper, but I don't have any of that here at home. I do have some theme packs, some old theme pack paper. Oh, sorry. It was called Color Combo Packs. This was a few years ago, and they came out with like these packs that were like all, you know, shades of black and white, and they had orchid. So that one's kind of Epcot-y, actually. You know, I always try to find something that's Epcot-y. So this must have been the black theme pack. So that's a possibility. But I think we're wearing these light blue shirts. I love that my family will play with me and wear matching shirts. And so we did have a bunch that are in this kind of aqua color with a stripe, but I only have one page of each. I also have some that are in this purple. This was called Orchid. And I feel like that, especially with this one, like the purple and the blue go really nicely together. So I may want to do that. Not coincidentally, it looks a lot like the Mermaid Cove, but I'm not going to use Mermaid Cove today. I have 2 packs of that. Oh, and I even have some of this lilac paper, which was never available elsewhere for sale. Or Orchid, I think it was called Orchid. And I kind of like that. So this is also kind of Epcot-y. I think those are all the papers from here that I might want to use. Oh, I found this one. I think this was this wasn't one of the color combo packs. I can't remember what these were called, but this has some possibilities too. So let's see, let's pull out some of the papers that I like. I definitely like this one. I feel like it matches the Epcot ball. I like this orchid cardstock, and I got 4 pieces of it, so that'll be nice. Not so much that, oh, definitely not that. Not the polka dot. I kind of like the journal paper. I don't like this dark purple. So I think I'll set these aside. I kind of don't hate this, this blue stripe. I feel like I need something that's got the blue and the purple together, though, if we're going to go with that. I like the blue polka dot. I like that little seashell thing. The rain. Oh, my gosh. Where was this one? I needed rainy pictures. All right, let's pull out that other purple, because I really like this one. Ooh, and I like this stripe. This was the Totally Tonal. I think the first year they did Totally Tonal. It's also kind of rain looking. This blue doesn't seem to go with these colors, though. I'm kind of getting stuck on the purple. Yeah, this is called Totally Tonal Purple and Blue. Nope, nope, nope. All right, let's just kind of spread these out and see. Do like this stripe somehow. I think that's too much with these two together, though. So maybe I want this one. I don't even have a, oh, I like that too. I don't even have a punch or anything in mind for Epcot. Maybe I do something with the circle. I haven't done something. I guess I could do this in a circle and put like the circle, the Epcot circle, and then a stripe off to the side, and then maybe do the, I only have one piece of this, or I would say I could do that as a, like a background for all of it with the circle, the Epcot circle on here. Although I feel like I did that. We did that for Tiki Room. That's kind of the same thing I did with the circle and then the rectangle off to the side. So maybe I don't want to do that. And I don't like to cut it down the middle. I could do it like on the side, like just have kind of the side of Epcot on the orchid, maybe. Maybe I even do that with a little blue. I don't think I want the polka dot blue edge, like layered the circle. And then I would need something at the top. All right, let's pull out Pinterest. So I walked away for a little while. I did scroll through Pinterest, didn't really find anything that kind of sparked me. But then I remembered that a few weeks ago, I did an album flip through of one of my older albums. And I think it was a Disney album. And I had done a border with a chevron. And someone had asked if I would do a tutorial on that. So rather than do that as a separate layout, I think that might be the direction I want to go. I think I'm still going to use the gray circle, and then I'm going to do a chevron border across the top, maybe across the middle. I don't know. We'll play with that using like this blue. So now it's just a matter of choosing some background colors. And I do want to kind of stick to these color combo papers that I had already pulled out. And I don't have anything that, I don't have two of anything. Oh, I forgot that guy. And that's kind of a, well, I guess some of this purple, I got two of this horrible stripe. The polka dot could work. That could maybe be cute. And then put the, oh, I've got that lavender. I've got that orchid paper. So let's do that. Let's start with the orchid paper as the base. And then I'll still do this gray, kind of Epcot-y looking circle. And I think the technique works better if you have a design that's not directional. And I don't really, I got that one, but I don't really like that. The stripe, I might do something with the stripe. Maybe I just need I need a paper that's in this color family. I want it to have a small design. So basically the wheels of my mind are spinning to see if I can think of what paper pack that might be. Kind of use that. I don't hate that. It's not what I was thinking of. I don't hate that. Oh, not the same. I could use, not use the, well, I need to use the blue because we've got the blue in here. So I think I'm going to use the blue as a little, some kind of a little border somewhere. I'll have to pick a color. I don't know if it'll work with the polka dot. it might work with the polka dot. Let's try it with the polka dot and see. So I can use the Jumbo Custom Cutting System circle, or I can use the circle cutter. You guys know that I love the circle cutter, but this one might give me a better, I don't know if those are going to work together. That's a lot of patterns. This might give me a better idea of what I'm wanting to do. And I think I want it not to be super huge, so I don't want to use the outside. I think I'm going to use the inside with a red blade. Then I'm going to use the inside with a green blade, just in case I decide that I want to put a mat behind it, like a border around the circle. So let's see where I'm at. I can go ahead and put the circle so it's like right at the edge of the papers, because I have this little kind of leeway. It's always a little scary to cut into your paper though, isn't it? Okay. All right, so there's our circle. And then I'm going to put it on that background. And I think I'm going to do all of this before I start cutting any of the pictures, just to figure out what I'm doing. And I think that was a picture I decided not to use. So we'll put this down like this. And then I have to decide how big a chevron I want, because basically what you get is kind of the diagonal of a square. So if I were to use like the square punch, I'm going to get a square that's, let me close that up, I'll get a better idea. About that big. That might be all right, but you kind of waste paper with a square punch. I don't know that I need to do that. I think I can just cut a square, and I think I want it kind of small. So maybe even like a 1-inch square. I hope the polka dots are going to be okay. So let's see, let's cut a 1-inch square. I guess I'll just do one for right now. And actually I've got to cut so many of them. I'm going to do it down here at this end. I don't know why it's easier for me to do it down here, but it just is. And I know that when I cut, my squares aren't always 100%. I don't know what the secret is. Sometimes I just feel like I'm off by just a smidge. All right. So there are my squares. If I measured right, I should have 12 of these. And then I need to cut them diagonally. And scissors are probably the easiest way to do this. Because what we're going to do is we're going to just position them like this, and it's going to give us that illusion of a chevron. So let me cut all of these, and I'll see if I need to cut some more, and I'm going to cut enough chevrons to go all the way across. At least I'm going to cut them for one, and then we'll decide if I want to do another one. Okay, I said I was going to position them and then decide if I needed to cut some more, but I think I'm going to go ahead and position these now, and then decide if I need to cut some more. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with a pencil line. And I want to check my little triangle to see how high it is. So it's about 3/4 of an inch. So I think if I do my pencil line at 1 inch, and I have my grid, but I think I'm just going to use the 0 centering ruler because it's got this line on here. I'll just put the line right on top of the edge. And if you've seen the swirl layout, it's kind of a similar technique to do this. And then we'll start just positioning our little triangles. Actually, well, I guess it doesn't matter. I like to start from the middle where the two pages are going to meet. Of course, that's down here off the camera, but where the two pages are going to meet, I want this to be my starting point so that if I have anything that doesn't align right, it's going to, it'll be on the outside edges. I just feel like that looks better visually. This would probably not work with a very directional pattern. I don't frankly know how it's going to work with the polka dots, but we're going to try it anyway. And I'm sure that there's like math I could do so that I make sure that the, you know, like the triangles line up exactly. The word hypotenuse is in my head, but I don't remember how to figure the hypotenuse. I know that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of the two sides, but I don't actually remember what that means. So, hooray for art majors. Who would have thought I would have needed to know math? I think, yeah, it's not going to really line up perfectly, but that's okay. And, you know, I said that I wasn't sure that my squares were exactly square. That doesn't really matter because, you know, we're not really doing math. So, if they're off by a smidge, I don't think visually anyone's going to be able to see that. All right. So here's our row of triangles. Let me zoom down. All right. And then what we want to do is I guess I don't have to cut this. Might be easier if I don't cut it. I'm just going to put adhesive on this side of the triangle because half of this triangle now is going to like hang off the edge. And now I can just align it with this piece. I'll put the point of the triangle on the edge of the paper and the base at the along this line, and then we're just going to go up the page, and it should like align so that the points will always be right in the middle. And I think you'll see already you're beginning to get that chevron effect. And it's super fast, super easy. I have no idea where I learned this technique. I did not invent it. I know that Noreen Smith has done layouts, you know, ideas using it, but I feel like I knew it before then. I don't know. I mean, it's just a way to make chevrons, and it works with circles too, like that swirl layout. That's actually a really fun one. I probably ought to do that one some more. I've seen people do that on the Creative Memories virtual crop group on Facebook, which if you are not a member there, highly recommend joining the virtual crop group on the Creative Memories, or the Creative Memories virtual crop group. They do, you know, you get 4 free sketches every month, and then they have prizes if you submit your layout based on that sketch, and they do a random drawing. Okay. So it doesn't really matter that it's not going to line up. And I could probably take this piece right here, but I'm not going to yet. I'm just going to, oh, I'm zoomed in too far, sorry. Just go a little bit on the corner and just stick this right here. And then I think this is what I want to be for the middle. So I think what I'm going to do is cut this guy off. I always like to flip over and cut from the back and make sure I save that because I can use that to tie my middle pieces together. And then these I can just trim off because I don't, well, I mean, we'll save them just in case, but I don't know how many more triangles I'm going to need. I'm definitely going to need some more. So let me, oops, again, let me zoom back out. And then I'm going to cut a few more triangles, and then I'll stick this down. But what I'll do is I'll do the same thing with the line. you know, the 1-inch line, so I know that it's going to be straight. This really helps keep your chevron border straight. I mean, you could conceivably just eyeball it, but nobody's going to ever see this pencil line. So you might as well, you know, you might as well use it. So I'm going to just start with these ones that I have. Since I started with this as a whole piece, I can start with the whole piece right here up next to it. And then that little half piece that I just saved, I need to make sure that I get it in the right direction. So I'd cut it that way. No, that way. So it's going to come right here. And then you can, you know, if you want to, you can alternate and do top, bottom, top, bottom. I don't know why I like to do all of one row and then all of the other. I just feel like it keeps me on the straight and narrow, as they say. But you could do it, you know, easily do it this way too if you like. All right, so the dots are even kind of lining up, which I'm liking. I was worried that they wouldn't. So I only have 2 little half squares left, so I'm going to cut some more, stick those down, and then I'll be right back. So it turned out I needed to cut 7 more 1-inch squares. So I did 12 from the first strip and 7 from the second, and all I have left is this one half piece and then the pieces that I trimmed off. And I think it looks really nice. It lines up right here in the middle. It looks nice and straight, except where I just bent it up. There is a line down the middle, which you can see, but we're going to cover that up with something. I haven't decided yet what that's going to be. But I want to put the spaceship Earth right here. That almost looks like a little starry sky behind it, doesn't it? Kind of liking that. I wonder if I need to put some little legs for the spaceship Earth, because, you know, it looks like this. Maybe I'll use these or use something else. Maybe let's use a solid gray. Make some legs for it. And then I like this one. I want to put it right up here. I think I might mat it as a focal point. And then, oh, the ta-da one. I love the ta-das. I need something down here along the bottom edge. The top edge is feeling heavy. So maybe I could use this little stripe down at the bottom. I think that kind of goes with the chevrons. Hard to tell. Like, not an inch would be too much, but maybe 3/4 of an inch. And I'll just, yeah, I think 3/4 of an inch will be great. Okay. Yep, digging it. Sorry, that was some weird slang there. No way to really line those up. Oh, like that, it lines up. Look at that. Not that anyone will care, but you know me. I always care about things I shouldn't care about. Let's stick these down. You know, I might not even need to put anything over this seam. I think it's, you know, it sticks down enough that, I don't know, maybe I will need to. I usually do just to give it a nicer finished edge. I wonder how a teeny tiny strip of this would go. Actually, maybe I need a teeny tiny strip of something purple. Maybe one of those purples that I set aside. Like this purple. I don't know if this is the right purple though. I like this purple better. Sometimes I hear people talking about how they store their paper and they don't keep them together in collections. You know, they don't keep them together with the way it was sold. They divide it up by color. But I'm real picky about colors, and I want the purples that go together, not, you know, they're different purples. This is kind of a pinkish purple. All right, I'm going to cut a 1/8 inch strip. I'm going to zoom down. Oops. And just show you how to, and actually I think I'm going to change my mat because it's starting to get a little bit jagged. You can see it's got a pretty deep groove in here. I'm sure I've cut at least 500 cuts with it. So I'm going to flip it around to number 2. Hopefully if you got the CM trimmer, you know about rotating your mat when it starts not cutting clean. And then this first line, which is closest to the logo, is going to be my cutting line. You know, that's the one I just flipped over. This other line is about the 1/8 inch line. I mean, this is not like, you know, chemistry measurements, but for scrapbooking measurements, it's perfect. Oh man, every time I change my mat, I think, oh, why didn't I do that a long time ago? So I think I'm going to do this 2 little strips of 1/8 of an inch each. Oops, sorry, I've set them aside and you didn't get to see, but I mean, they're just tiny. And oh my gosh, it cuts so cleanly. There's nothing jagged about it. All right, zoom back out. And then I think I'm going to do, I don't really want to do a 1/4 inch. I don't know, maybe I will do a 1/4 inch. And so a 1/4 inch is to this outside edge of the gray strip. So I just cut 1/8 of an inch on the second line. And now I'm going to do the 1/4 inch. And I think I'm going to use the same purple to mat that photo. All right. So let's see. Right along there, it just finishes that edge. But maybe I just want the polka dot. Maybe I just want the blue from the polka dots, because this, I don't love the contrast on this now. Now it looks like triangles on both sides. So after all that, maybe I won't do it. But I still think I'll put this down here. Or maybe I'll put it at the tippity top. Oh, maybe I'll have to go all the way around. You know how I am about wanting borders around. We'll see what I do with that. But I think I'm going to find that blue polka dot and cut that. And just because of the way the paper is, I think I can cut blue strips that don't have any polka dots on them. So I'm just going to cut the polka dot off right here. That's about 1/8 of an inch. But then when I scoot this over, look at that. I got just the plain blue. And then I'll cut this polka dot off. Nope, didn't quite get it. Just a hair more. I love that I can cut this little fine of a piece of paper with my trimmer. I love that I can literally, the scrapbooking definition of a smidge can be cut with this trimmer. And there's my next piece that doesn't have any polka dots. So we'll put that over the top. I think that's going to be perfect. So usually when I have something like this, I like to put them together and run the tape over it. But even with these two, they're so skinny, I'm still going to be wasting some tape. So I'm going to take a 1/4 inch and 1/8 of an inch, and the tape runner itself, I have figured out there, this isn't, this might be written somewhere, but this isn't something like that we talk about much, but I think it's right about 3/8 of an inch across. And so if I line these two up, I'll be able to get both the 1/4 inch and the 1/8 inch pieces adhered, that's not the word, get adhesive on them with very little excess. None of it's going onto my mat. And that's what I want. I want as much of the adhesive as I can to go onto my paper that I'm trying to stick. So I'll pull those apart. I'll put this one down first because I've got it in this direction. Oh yeah. And then we'll flip it over. And I'll just line it up. Oh, it's going to cover up some of those polka dots. Maybe not what I want, but that's okay. All right, might be a little crooked because it went off the edge, but we'll just trim that baby off. Nobody will ever know. All right, so there's what the border looks like. If you look close, you can see that line. But I think by the time we get the page put together, it's not going to be too distracting. Although right here, it feels like it's going down. Which is maybe why I had a little bit that I could cut off. All right, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, this is coming together. I'm liking it, but I do think now that I've got this, that I would like a little bit of the dark up at the top. I don't know that I'm gonna need to go all the way around, but I think if I do it at the top, it just gives some cohesion. It brings in that dark, and then I am definitely gonna matte my little blowing confetti photo with this same purple. So now that these are down, I am seeing a little bit of the dots from the repositionable adhesive kind of poking off the edge, just because it was so skinny. It you know, they're random, so it went off the edge. So just be sure and give that a good, you know, little rub with your finger and get all those little crumbs of adhesive off. I got to trim that guy too. But yeah, I'm really glad I put that little extra edge. On here. And now I think I'm going to find some gray, probably that new cool gray cardstock will be the right color for me to make some little legs for our spaceship Earth. Okay. Oh yeah, that's going to be just right. That's just the right color gray. But I want them to be a little bit kind of tapered. I'm not sure how to do that, because I don't want them to be like exactly tapered. They kind of are off to the side tapered. I think I'm going to cut a rectangle. And then I'm going to fold it in half, just so that my little guys are the same. And then I'm just going to kind of look at this angle and maybe do, let's see, this is a 2-inch square, or 2-inch strip. My fold wasn't very straight. 2-inch strip. I'm going to put this so that the corner right here, let's see again what I'm trying to do. I don't want this angle. That's too much of an angle. And I don't want to do math and figure out an angle. But I can have it like this and this are straight. So it's this inside piece that I need to cut the angle on. So if I cut about right here. So I see I've got the corner. We'll put the corner right at the 1 1/4 inch and put this at 2 inches. Let's see what kind of an angle that gives us. Is that what I want? That looks pretty good. I want this to be, well, I want it to be not too steep, actually. Yeah, maybe I want it to be kind of steep. So I think I better get my trusty pencil and then just mark. That was the edge of that cut, kind of right there. So we'll just, I'm just kind of using the picture to help me figure out that angle. It's a little steeper of an angle than I wanted. So we'll dispense with the pencil and just trim off another little smidge. Oh, that didn't go straight. That's all right. Now I gotta straighten that up though, because I wasn't all the way on. Or something. I'm not exactly sure what I did. And then I'm going to cut this just to cut them apart. Oh, yes. I don't care about this being all the way on. I may trim that off the side. All right, so there's our little spaceship Earth. I'm resting it on this, not the bottom. Oops. I'm resting it on my little purple strip, not all the way on the bottom. Oh, it's coming together, y'all. Happy. Liking it. I mentioned this before, but I love it when I'm scrapbooking and my layout makes me smile. You know, I feel like scrapbooking is something that should bring us joy. Apologize if I told this story before, but one of my sisters didn't find joy in scrapbooking. She made baby albums for her kids, but like it was stressful for her. And so she stopped scrapbooking, and I was sad for her, but mostly sad because she didn't find joy in scrapbooking. And I find so much joy. So, all right, this one's going to come up here with the purple paper as a mat. And because this is a 1/4 inch, I think I want this to be about a 1/4 inch mat. And I like to just stick my picture down. I mean, I could measure and just cut the appropriate size mat, but I like to just stick my picture down and ballpark it. And then cut. And I know my friend Donna Guest, actually, and I know that this is a 4-inch picture, so I'm actually putting this at 4.5 after all. I know that my friend Donna Guest like would cut just to here and cut the shapes, but I don't like having weird shaped pieces of paper. I'd rather have small pieces of paper. I think this is from the edge of the picture to the blade is about a 1/4 inch. That's a little bit short. Anyway, you do you, however you like to cut. It's fine with me. I'm not gonna judge. But I just find it so interesting. I love it when I watch other advisors' videos and see like different things that they do, ways that they just scrapbook differently, and it's all okay. We all can scrapbook the way we want to scrapbook. All right, that was I had decided which pictures I wanted. Definitely want this one, Tiny World over here. Maybe that one needs a little mat too. Maybe it needs a blue polka dot mat. This is the one I didn't want. I definitely want this one. And I kind of want one of the fish eyes. I'll do that one there. I want to make sure that these triangles are going in the direction that I want. All right, what do you think? Is that looking okay? Do I need to do some mats? And do I want to do the polka dots? Do I want to do just a light blue? I don't think we have this color. This might have been the aqua theme pack. So let me see if I have any aqua left. So this is the aqua. I have quite a bit left. Small pieces that are already ready to be made into mats. That one's too small. This one. All right, let's cut some mats. I really love this Tiny World picture. And I think I'm gonna use my personal trimmer actually. You know I adore my 12-inch trimmer, but sometimes for stuff like this, I just feel like I have an easier time eyeballing the size that I want with this guy. All right. Actually, let me show you what my secret is. On the personal trimmer, there's this little textured piece for you to put your hand to hold the picture down. But right here, there's like it goes back to being clear. And I like to line the picture up with that, and then I can trim the mat, and then that gives me that even spacing all around. But now that I have matted one of them, I do think I'm going to need to mat all of them. And actually, I could have used this and just trimmed off a bit of this at the bottom, because that's not, you know, super necessary, but well, maybe I don't need to. Actually, I think I do. I think I'm going to need to mat them all. So let me mat. Oh, now what have I done? Isn't this the piece I just used? No, it must be this piece that I just used. All right, there you go. Let me go ahead and mat all of these pictures and then come back. Okay, the mats are done. I like them. I'm glad I decided to do the matting. I kind of wish you could see my little legs, though. I worked so hard on them. Oh, well. I guess I will let this guy go off the edge, and you can kind of see. Well, no, I want it to be centered. I don't want it to look off center. All right, I think I'll put this down. And I want this. So the bottom has like a little line and the top doesn't. So I want that one to be the top. And I actually want to make sure that it's pretty straight. I think I'm actually going to use a ruler. Let's see, line up with the grid. And this is, again, super nitpicky, but if it's off by a little bit, it will just annoy me. So right there, I've got this on the ruler. I stuck to the ruler, but so I'll stick these down. Get that out of there. Oh, look, there's a line. So I see the points on that line and the point's not on this line, which means, oh, now the point's on that line. Okay. Which means it's not quite as straight as I wanted it to be. But does that look centered? Well, it's going to work. It's going to have to be good enough. Plus, I'm covering up most of these legs, so. Now we've got this upside down. Let's just put a little piece of adhesive on there. I guess I'm not going to use this picture, but it was really helpful to have this to help me position. But, you know, one of the things, I don't want to say problems with Epcot, but I've been to Disney so many times. I mean, how many pictures of just Spaceship Earth do I need? I've got lots of them. Although this is a really nice straight on picture. And if I crop this guy out, there wouldn't be any people in it. Well, I mean, tiny, tiny people, but that's kind of a cool picture. But I'd much rather have the pictures of us in front of Spaceship Earth than just Spaceship Earth by itself. All right. I like this. Now I need to figure out what I'm going to do for a title. I think I'll just be able to use white sticker letters because I got all the white in here. So let's stick these down. I feel like my last several layouts have been kind of busy. And part of me is thinking, oh, this needs something else. This needs something else to fill in some of this, you know, solid cardstock space. I'm not going to do it. I think I'm going to encourage myself to do a little bit simpler style, maybe for the Epcot pictures. I feel like Magic Kingdom, you can get away with kind of being wild and crazy. But I think I want this to be a little bit more sophisticated and simpler, not quite as busy. We will see if I succeed. Feel free to remind me. Well, maybe don't remind me, because by the time you see me not being sophisticated, not being simple, it will be too late. So this one's going to have a little bit different spacing because the mat is bigger. So I want to cut that, trim this off. I mean, I could trim that off and then I could have a little Spaceship Earth up there or down here. Oh, maybe I will. I think I might do that. I think I'm going to crop this guy because I don't really need all this clouds at the bottom. I mean, it's great that we're like, this is like in the center, but you know, boring. Okay. I did hear recently that Snapfish is advertising that they have improved the paper quality. I think they got enough complaints from some of us that we didn't like this lighter weight paper, and so that they're doing a different paper quality. So I do not need to order any photos right now, but if you use Snapfish and you have ordered from them in the past and you order from them again, I'd love to know what you think. All right, and then this one I'm gonna crop. Part of me is tempted to like fussy cut and put it down here, but that is really a pretty sky, so maybe I won't. I'll just trim it like that. Trim it down a smidge. Did I already stick this guy down? No, good. Put this down here. Oh yeah. I'm liking that. I'm liking having this kind of down here with, you know, the weight of that. Okay, good. I really wanted to fit this photo in. And there's not much to journal, except that, you know, yay, day 2. We made it to Epcot. We're all dry. We're all wearing dry shoes. No pictures of us with our shoes, but I'm sure we're wearing different shoes than we wore to the Magic Kingdom the day before. I think I mentioned that in my last video that, you know, we've been to Disney enough that we know we need to take a couple extra pair of shoes because they do take a little while to dry. Okay, I think I'm okay. I'm feeling a need for some bling, but I think that's just me and not what this layout really needs. I think it looks good. I'm going to get a title. Maybe we'll say Epcot or day 2, Epcot. All right, let me get my white sticker letters. And they had another sticker buffet where you could get this sticker holder for free if you bought 8 packs of sticker letters. But that meant that they sold out of some of these collegiate sticker letters that I love so much. I need to figure out which ones are the used ones and which ones are the new ones. Okay. Because I'd really like to use up, you know, all the other ones. I'm running out of ease here. And I think we're going to go ahead and use the ruler technique. All right, no D on that one. So I definitely need to come over here for a D. All right, day 2 Epcot. I'm going to position these on my little ruler and then I'll come back and, oh, capital letters or lowercase? Oh, I'll do day 2 lowercase and then Epcot is all caps because it's always all caps. All right, so I've used my 0 centering ruler just to position it to kind of see how the sizing is going to be. I didn't put the colon. I have one right here that I can use, but it's too hard to do it that way. So I'm gonna just put this, like it doesn't look like it's gonna fit just above here, so it's gonna have to go all the way above this, but maybe I'll do it right here. I love being able to kind of move my title around until I have figured out where I want it to be. And I think I do like it in the middle as opposed to being out here. I don't know. I think I like it better right there. And because of that, I'm going to look at that. It's almost exactly the same width as this. So I think I want to try and keep it centered in here. I want it right about there. So let's see, that's like it's like a 1/2 inch. So if I move this down and 1/2 inch and line up the line, the 1/4 inch line, then I can just use this to position. The Y is going to be tricky because it has a little tail. And I'm going to do this one backwards so that I'm kind of lined up. And actually the little blue stripe that we put across here. It's helping me align the sticker letters too. Oh, that Y jumped off. Although I actually don't think Epcot is supposed to be all caps anymore. It used to be an acronym. But then they kind of took away the whole experimental prototype community of tomorrow part of it and just made it a word, but I think we all still think of it as a word. Okay, so that it's like right on this little strip. Oh, look at that, just perfect. I think I can even scoot my 2 over a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't pick up any of the color on this paper. Did a little bit, but I don't think anybody's going to notice. And then I'll put my little colon on. And I think what I'm going to journal is what I just told you about. Luckily, we've been to Disney enough to always know to pack dry shoes. I didn't say that on the previous layout with the soggy shoes. Do I want to do it right here? I don't really want to cover that up. Maybe I can just do it in here. That looks straight. I have a little trouble telling if that's straight because of the angle lines. I think that's straight. Okay. I think I will journal down here with the white pen. And maybe a little bit over here. Do I need embellishments? Does it need something? Can the, Spaceship Earth kind of counts as embellishment? The zigzag counts as an embellishment? Simple. We're going for simple. All right, let me journal, and I think we'll be done once I've got that journaling done. All right, so my journaling just says what I've said to you, that thankfully we're experienced enough to bring extra dry shoes to Disney, and that Michelle bought the cute blue Auburn shirts for us at the AU bookstore on sale. And I think I'm going to say we were so glad to see the sun. Because that will tie right into our layouts from yesterday when it was so rainy. And I think we're done. Part of me kind of wants to do this dark line around the outside, but I'm not going to let myself. I'm going to just kind of do this as the lines and leave the outside a little softer. I do love the Spaceship Earth in spite of covering up the little leg. I mean, you can still kind of see it right there. Anybody who's been to Disney is going to know what that is. I like the polka dots. They feel almost like little stars. And then I do like the stripe. And I love the way I was able to use a much older pack of paper. This is from several years ago. And one of the things I'm hoping to show you in this layout series is that you don't have to always have like Disney themed papers for everything. I know there are a lot of Disney themed papers out there. I own most of them, but so much can be done with papers you already have and things that you wouldn't necessarily, you didn't necessarily purchase for Disney. I do not need a die cut of Spaceship Earth because I have pictures of Spaceship Earth. Right? So I hope that you're getting some ideas of ways you can use stuff that you already have to create very fun Disney-esque layouts if you are scrapbooking Disney or whatever you're doing. This layout would work so well for so many things, and it's just super easy. So these were 1-inch squares, if you remember, and 1 inch from the top of the page. So thanks so much. I would love to hear your comments. I'm going to have scheduled this ahead because I will be in Puerto Vallarta. Thanks to all of you who have been such great supporters of my business. I know many of you are my team members, definitely my customers, my fellow advisors, just my scrapbook friends. I really appreciate you. I love the comments. I love interacting with you through the comments, and hope that you are enjoying this series as much as I am. So I will be back on Tuesday in time for another Theme Park Thursday next week. This is layout 26, so this for sure is half a year that we've been doing this together every Thursday. So layout 26, Epcot, that's crooked. Epcot Day 2, and maybe I'm just going to call it Epcot. And it's good enough. It's fine. It's fine. It's not crooked. All right, Epcot Day 2, layout 26 for Theme Park Thursday, and I will see you next week.